friends. Today I want to share some New Year's, not resolutions, but kind of reflections and not goals, but intentions for the year. And I'm saying specifically avoiding those words because I think that resolutions, and when we think of resolutions and goals and things, we think of all these brand new things we're going to add to our plates. And in my experience, and I have realized with probably many other people, adding 10 new things that you're going to do that you've never done before or haven't really had success in the past, starting them in the new year, like those resolutions don't work. And that's probably why it's so cliche, because resolutions don't usually work. So then why am I sharing this, right? These are some things that I've either started the past few months or have had kind of going on for years that maybe I have put to the back burner that I want to bring up again, or just things that we're not really doing right now, but I want to be more aware of and try to incorporate more of. Not that it's going to be like a hard and fast goal, but just to be more aware of. And so kind of if that's where you find yourself, then I feel like this video might be for you. And even if not, even if you are a hard and fast goal setter, there's nothing wrong with that. But even if you are, that's totally fine too. So here's mine. And I'm just gonna get started right away. So overall, I don't have like a word for the year, but I am just kind of keeping in mind 3 things: resting, gentleness, like being gentle with myself, and flexibility. And the reason for that is several things. I had just shared in a recent video that I am expecting baby number 4. I have 3 children who are 10, 9, and 6. And we have some dogs and a cat and house and construction, and we homeschool, and so the list goes on, which I'm sure you're all just as busy. I have found that this past year I have just been listening to my body, really listening and knowing that I need to slow down, rest when I can, be gentle. Don't be so harsh. Like the house isn't perfect, and the house is this, and the house is that, which I'll get to in just a second. And flexibility, because there are days where it's like, okay, here's my list of things to do, and the baby suggests otherwise. Like, no, you're gonna be sick all day, and you're not getting off this couch. We're gonna park it right here, and so you got to figure out something else. Sorry. And so that is something I am going to be, getting used to as well, just with pregnancy and having a newborn. I'll have Lord willing, in July, we'll bring in a new addition to our house. And it's been quite a while since we've had a baby. So it will be definitely a new change for us. So I am just trying to this year I know is going to look different. So resting, flexibility, and gentleness are my 3 things that I'm just reminding myself. And again, I have been focusing on the past few months, but it's something I just want to continue with and be more aware of in this coming year. So with that, I'm just trying to focus and realize things that I have realized in the past, and things that I know help me to keep me motivated and help my mental health and all of that be at best, because I want to be a best for my family. Every day is not going to look perfect, of course, that's not realistic, but I really am if there's things that I can do and I know, why not try them or do them and try to incorporate them. So a few other things is little things like getting a shower early, getting ready early in the day, so that way, again, I just feel like I have the most energy. Not everybody is gonna look the same. You might feel fine getting ready later, and that's fine, but I know for myself, I just like getting ready early in the day, getting dressed, not necessarily hair and makeup and all that, but just having a shower, wash my face, put on my moisturizer and all that. I just feel ready to go throughout the day. And so a few little things that I wanted to add. So I wanted to share this product. It's a perfume. It's from Dossier. So what it is perfume that is inspired by designer and luxury perfumes that are very, very expensive, and I would never pay the money for that, but it's inspired by that. It is a sustainable, eco-friendly, vegan, cruelty-free, no toxic, harsh chemicals or anything like that you find in normal perfume, which I really appreciate as well. And so even their box is recycled, and their glass, they don't use any plastic. Their glass is from recycled glass as well. So here, you get a really good amount as well. I'm gonna see if, sorry, my battery died, but I was saying it has like a really, it has a decent amount in the bottle. And so this one is called Aquatic Peony. It is inspired by the Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio, the female version of that. So it smells really, really good. Basically, it is design and quality, no markups, clean ingredients, and it's affordable, which I really appreciate as well. Like I said, I don't want to be spending, you know, hundreds of dollars or even $100 on perfume. And one of the greatest things about this, besides all those other things, is that if you decide, hey, I want to try this, but if you don't really like it, you can return it for a full refund. And instead of just throwing it away, they donate returned bottles to charity. So it's not like it's being wasteful. They're still using a way to find it. So I think that that's really cool too. So I have another one. This is called Ambery Saffron. And this one is inspired by Baccarat Rouge 540. And I'm sorry, my French is horrible. I never took French and I'm not really good with accents. Anyway, so you can go online. They have so many to choose from selection. So if you have like a favorite perfume and you want, it's probably on there, and it's going to be inspired by these designer luxury perfumes, good affordable pricing, good quality ingredients, nothing toxic or harsh chemicals or anything like that, affordable. And if you don't like it, you can get a full refund, complete refund. You don't have to worry about that. So make sure you check out. I will leave a link down below. That's, again, just something that I'm trying to like do little things of. Maybe I don't have time to like curl my hair or put on makeup, but you know, keeping my my necklace on and putting spring perfume, like those little things really help me feel put together and really just kind of help boost my confidence, my motivation, my productivity and things like that, and help keep me going throughout the day. Little things like that really do add up. So that is just something that I am looking forward to this year as well. With that in mind, in that vein, so to speak, I had been so extremely not feeling well to put it lightly, the past few months. And so, and my kids have been feeling sick as well, not pregnancy sick, but just sick. It's been going around for a year or so. And so our house has kind of gotten out of control. And I will say, thankfully, like a few years ago, I did a massive like kind of decluttering and organization. And so I've tried to keep on top of that, but you know, stuff comes in. And so I have been really trying to get the stuff out of my house, get it out. Not that I'm going to become a minimalist, but I have been watching some minimal YouTube channels and they have been really helpful just in the mindset of just why are we having all this stuff, right? And like how much of our brain capacity and mental space clutter and stuff, and even if it's not cluttered, even if it's like me, like I tuck it away so I can't see it, still having that there is just, so it takes a toll. I could get into that, but I'll save that for another video. Having a straightened up space, and it's not because it's like that's where I find my worth or my value or any of that. It's like physiologically, neurologically, I can relax more, and I need to do that. My body cannot, and maybe that's something I need to work on. I don't know. Maybe that's what God is trying to teach me. I don't know. But what I'm doing is like, I can only like, to a certain point, yeah, if it's a little messy here or there, but when it's just like constant and it's week after week, I just am like, I can't do this anymore. And so it gets really draining. So knowing that, I'm like really going to focus on, I know that I have energy in the morning. That's just me. I'm a morning person. That's when I feel the most motivated and energized. And so doing that, I am able to, I'm going to focus and concentrate and really praying for like more discipline and things like that, of like just straightening up a little bit during the day, cleaning one thing, not spending hours and hours every day, but just keeping on top of it, because I know that even if I don't feel like doing it now, you know, future me is going to thank past me. And that's what I want to keep in mind. Future me tonight, when our house is straightened up, or even in an hour when our house is straightened up, I'm going to be thankful that like past me did the annoying work and just got it done, because it's got to get done anyway. So whether you procrastinate or not, it's got to get done. And it's just more work, and it's that much more exhausting to do it when it's piled up. So just being more consistent with that is what my like one of my main things is as far as my house goes. And then as far as like family goes, I spend a lot of time with my children, but my husband is trying to spend more one-on-one time with them as well as I am, because I find that we spend our time with them in groups. And so there's just something special about having that one-on-one time. So that is something that I am trying to be more aware of. And again, I don't have like a hard and fast, every other Saturday it's going to be this, but just being more aware of like little pockets and opportunities that I can take to take one child aside, whether it is spending some quiet time with them, taking them out on like a special fun little date, or just having them go along with me for errands. My husband has his things that he does, so we're just trying to make that something more of a priority. And then also doing some nighttime, some sort of family devotion, not maybe spending like 30 minutes or an hour, maybe just 5-10 minutes there kind of at the end of the day. We had done that in the past and my kids really liked it and kept asking for it, but somehow it kind of fell to the wayside. So that is something that I want to bring up again, just make sure that we're having that a priority, even if it's not every night, but just multiple nights a week as best as we can. I think there's something really special about that family bonding time. Again, at the end of the day, to have that, you kind of leave on a good note and a nice pleasant note. And I think that there's something really special about that. Okay, next is kind of like, I hate to use the word spiritual, but I don't know what other word to say it. Just trying to be more like in the word, more consistent with my Bible reading. I've kind of honestly, just being very transparent and honest with you, have let that go for longer than I want to admit. And it's just been something of a struggle to kind of get back and be consistent at. I used to get up and have quiet time before my kids woke up, and before we had homeschool and all that, and I would spend a good like hour just reading my Bible and devotionals and journaling and all of that stuff. And somewhere along the lines that kind of fell by the wayside, and what replaced it, unfortunately, was like social media and working in the morning. Sometimes it's like, okay, it's quiet, let me work on like YouTube or whatever, or wasting time scrolling Instagram, and like nothing productive came out of that. And again, I try to make my mornings as productive as possible because I don't always have the energy in the afternoon or the evening. And so I try to capitalize on that. Backing up to what my main point is, like spending time with that, in the Word with God. Have my grandmother's, she's passed away, but my dad was cleaning out some of her stuff, and it's a Bible. It's like a chronological Bible, and it's through the year. So I don't plan on reading it in a year. Like I said, I'm giving myself flexibility and gentleness. Like I realize that's not probably realistic for me right now, but as long as I can like make progress through the year, I think that that's still something that I will, be okay with. And so I am, it'll be sweet because I have already kind of thumbed through it a little bit, and she has highlighted things. So it'll be interesting. It'll be really sweet to go back and like see what verses meant a lot to her and why, just see why she highlighted them. So that is going to be something that I'm going to try to do. With that, I have, speaking of Instagram and all that, I have actually been on a break from that for almost 2 weeks now, and it has been really nice, to be honest with you. So I mentioned in my previous video that I was just like not sure about where I was going to go with my direction for YouTube, which is kind of like my next point, kind of segueing into that. I kind of been lumping like Instagram and YouTube kind of together. YouTube is definitely way more of a priority and focus. Like that is where I've spent hours and like build up my community here and audience and things like that. Videos take hours and hours to edit and put together, and so I have poured in a lot of time into that. Instagram is kind of something that whoever they is, say that you need. If you're on YouTube, you need to have an Instagram, and you'll find anybody who has a YouTube has an Instagram. I've never personally been like a big poster on Instagram as far as like posting on my personal page or Facebook. I'll post here and there, but it's just not something I do normally. So I don't really post a whole lot. I will check in stories and stuff, but like I'm not doing reels. Like I'm not going to be singing and dancing and pointing at words and like lip syncing or anything like that. It's just not me. Like in order to kind of be good on Instagram, you need those kind of reels. And I just don't have the creative energy for it, honestly. I just don't know why I'm on there, honestly, other than the fact that you, again, should be on there if you're on YouTube, because it kind of helps. It's just like helps to grow and to make sure you're seen on multiple platforms. That's really the only reason. I don't have a desire to like grow huge on Instagram or have a huge following. I think I might kind of just take a step back as long as I need to. And that I think will help give me a little bit more space, mental space, to focus more on YouTube, because that is my heart. I prefer YouTube much, much more. So I was sharing, like, I don't know if I'll take a break. What I think I'm gonna do is 1 video a week consistently, try to do 1 video. And then if I'm able to do a second one, maybe twice a month, do a second one, kind of like a bonus video, at least if I know I get 1 a week. Will it hurt my channel? Probably in theory, but you know, I want to do this. If I'm wanting to do this in the long run, I don't want to just burn myself out and just make content to make content, just to have post things. Like, that's just not what I want to do and not what I want to be about. And so if that makes a dent on me, then so be it. I have prayed about this and for years before starting and ever since starting, and have just been like, when I am faced with those thoughts, I'm just like, you know what, God, this is what you want me to do. And you know, you're going to let whatever happens, and you want the people to see my videos who are meant to see my videos, and that's what it's going to be. And so I can't worry about all that other stuff. I want to make sure that it's something that is of value and worth to other people. And so that is kind of where I'm at as far as YouTube goes, and just kind of what my what going into this year is going to look like. Again, nothing too crazy, nothing like I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, because if we're making so many drastic changes, that's kind of where we fall off. I think it's good to make little tweaks here and there, and even bring in things, good habits from last year. We don't always have to reinvent ourselves every year, you know, like maybe we weren't that terrible doing that terrible last year. Maybe we've grown and we can continue to grow by doing those same things that worked for us. We don't always have to reinvent the wheel. So I'm trying to take that concept of like what's worked in the past year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and kind of go forward and then tweak some things that I just feel like might need to be worked on a little bit. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Maybe you got some ideas, inspirations, whatever it may be. Make sure to check out Dossier and get yourself some perfume. Get some from maybe your mom, your sister, if you have a teenage daughter. Again, I will link that down below and you can check it out in the description. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful new year. Tell me what are some things that you are working on that either are brand new or something that you have already done, but you still want to continue and improve upon this year. Thanks so much. If you want to subscribe, I'd love to have you. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.